In this video, I'm gonna talk about games that need a remake because of either some reason or not a good enough reason, but they need a remake anyway because the system does not allow it. Like Sony, but they don't really need it, but it needs to be remade anyway because of Sony. Let me break it down to you like this. Let's start with Microsoft. Let's see the games that they have for the Xbox One or the Xbox 360. Let's see. I know that franchise very minusculely, but I know the main ones that they need to remake based on the fact just because. Or now that they have backwards compatibility, they don't really need it, but I'm gonna specify it anyway. Let's see. They could always remake a Halo collection. I mean, I know they did that for Xbox 360, moving to the Xbox One. They could do Mass Effect. They could do Jade Empire. That's another one. They could do Gears of War. They could do what else that they could possibly be remade. What else? Hold on. They could do Soul Calibur 2 as a remake. I mean, that game was cool for what it is. For what it is and always will be. Let's see. I think that's it for the Xbox. On Sony's part, they need to remake the whole dang library. All because of no backwards compatibility. They need to remake all the Onimusha games 1, 2, and 3. A Ninja Gaiden collection. 1, 2, and 3, and the other one, the four Yamusa or whatever it was called. And honestly, the Devil May Cry series 1, 2, and 3, because again, the backwards compatible ones don't work on the PS4. I still don't know why. When they're using a Blu-ray player for at least for 3, that's why they need to remake the whole dang library. If they're gonna do that, they really need to remake the first one of Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I spent 4 days staying up trying to beat it. Yeah, Square, I spent 4 days trying to beat the first one. Let's see, what else? I wonder if I said... Yeah, I said Ninja Gaiden. I said Devil May Cry. Honestly, everybody wants a remake of Final Fantasy VII. It's already been, what? Every time an E3 passes, I'll add it to another year. Because it came out in, what, 1995? Wait, hold on, let me check that. Okay, was it 1995 or 1998? I believe. Hey Siri, when did Final Fantasy come out? No, when did Final Fantasy VII come out? Nope, that's not it. Final Fantasy VII's release date. $1997 of January. So that means it's already been 20 years? Yeah. Almost. Yeah, you're looking at 22. Yeah, 20 years now? Yeah. 21, actually, because it's almost gonna... Hold on. Let me look at the calculator just to get the math right. Let's see. Okay, calculator. $17 minus 19. Yeah, 20 years. Officially, it's already hit 20 years since Final Fantasy has come out for the original PS1. 20 years. Officially 20 years now. It's gonna hit 21 soon. I mean, yeah, 21? Yeah. Because this year's almost, what? Almost halfway done? And it still hasn't come out yet? So it's looking like 21 years right now. And I was only, what, 11 at the time? Yeah. When that game came out, but at the time I wasn't aware of Sony's greatness or what Sony did at the time, but its former greatness. But now that it's already been 20 years, maybe when it was announced at, what, 2000, yeah, when it was announced with Kingdom Hearts 3, its release date, it had a video on what Final Fantasy VII might look like for that game. But it's already been 20 years since the original came out. 20 years, Square Enix. So I wouldn't blame you if that game never comes out, because everybody's hoping for it. But I've given up hope on that game for a while now. Everybody's looking forward to it. I'm just saying to myself, it's already been 20 years. Give up. Like, it would be different if it came down to a girl, but it's a different story with a video game. I'll give up on that before the other thing. So Final Fantasy VII needs a remake, but I'm giving up on it only because Square won't actually come out with one. And I'll believe it when I see it. I won't believe the hype around Square anytime soon when it comes to Final Fantasy VII, because they're coming out with 12, which was the worst one out of, in my opinion, out of Final Fantasy VII, and they're remaking that one. Even though I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, I know my limitations when it came to that game. But I'm not getting that. So, let's see, what else could they remake that they need to remake for the PS4, because Sony did not make it backwards compatible. Let's see, what else? They need to remake Zone of the Enders 1. Yep. They need to be remaking Zone of the Enders 1, 2, and honestly, they might as well remake, what's it called? Every collection that they've ever made. But will we ever see that? No. But they're remaking. I'm happy that they're remaking Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1 through 4, the good ones, not those crappy Revolution games or that Generation game. I mean, those were horrible. they need to remake Marvel vs. Capcom 1 through 3. Oh, and that also reminds me about something that I forgot to mention. On the subject of that, Capcom and Marvel, how come you guys froze out Wolverine? Wolverine's the baddest of the bunch, man. I mean, Captain America is what you may call a loser character in my opinion. But he was good in Capcom 1, but where's Wolverine? I mean, just because you froze out Fox doesn't mean Wolverine does not need to be in Marvel vs. Capcom. Oh, and that reminds me, they're coming out with a Marvel vs. Capcom game again, if nobody's noticed. But I would want to see a remake of those games, 1, 2, and 3 through 3, and Metal Gear for that. For like Metal Gear also needs to be remade, 1 through 4, yeah, and Rising, because Sony didn't make it make their system backwards compatible. I'll keep stating that throughout this video, as long as I'm talking about Sony. Let's see. They need to remake, every Assassin's Creed game for Ubisoft, because Sony didn't make their system backwards compatible. Let's see, what else? Let's see, what else? They need to remake, what's that? Okami 1 and 2. They need to remake, even though I never cared for it, Katamari Damacy. I know there's some fangirls, fanboys out there too for that series, but from the PS2 days of those games. So those need to be remade for the PS4 if they ever get around to it. They really need to remake all these Soul Calibur games, 1 through 5. Yeah. Because, again, no backwards compatibility. Yeah. They really need to remake at least the first Mortal Kombat 9 game they made, because of no backwards compatibility. They really need to remake all the Tales games they released for the PS3, except for Tales of Azustra, because I already have that on PS4, but I never used it. Let's see what else. they've already remastered Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 Final Remix at least twice. Yo. See ya. Let's see what else. Not this. Let's see. They've already remade Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse for the PS4. That doesn't count. They could always remake the Budokai series for 1 through 3, not 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Because now it's not backwards compatible anymore, so I'm stuck with no Dragon Ball Z Budokai games being playable on the PS4. Let's see what else. I know I got more games in the corner. Yeah, I'm thinking right now. They need to get they really need to remake the other Ninja Gaiden games, the 1 through, yeah, I've already said that. Let me see. They've already remade Final Fantasy X, but I have the collector's edition for the PS3. I wonder if it works on the PS4. So I don't really care for another version for the PS4, but I wish, again, the original Blu-ray games were compatible with the current gen console. Damn you, Sony. Let's see. They couldn't remake the Tekken series that I'm looking at right now, 1 through 6. I will be down to play all 6 of those games, no problem. Because I just picked up 7 a couple days ago. I beat it within a day. Let's see. And I believe that for the DLC characters, there's gonna be 6 open spots for where those characters need to be filled. So there's gonna be a total of at least 40. I didn't count those characters, but I believe it was 36 characters, so there's gonna be at least 42 characters more. Yeah. Making a, yeah. So, well, what is it? Other games. They've already remade Prototype 1 and Prototype 2, but they didn't really need to remake that. They just needed to have backwards compatibility. Again, I'll state this throughout my video. For the PS4, they really needed to focus on making all Blu-ray player games for the PS4 accessible to be playable on the PS4, even the PS3 games, so they wouldn't have to be remade all the time. I mean, what else do I have? Devil May Cry 1. I think I said Devil May Cry. Just in case I missed one. Devil May Cry 1 and 3. Let's see what else do I have. They're gonna be releasing the next installment for the Mega Man collection, which is gonna be 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's already been washed out. That's coming down the pipe. For the original Sonic games that are actually manifest in the PlayStation Store as a PlayStation Now game, we got Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Those need to be remade for the PS4 as an actual disc-based game, not no downloadable things. They could always remake the old Yu-Gi-Oh game series. I mean, Forbidden Memories and Duelist of Roses. They could always use those as a remake, because I like those games. Except for, what was it? The dual monsters stone thing. I forget what it's called. Dual Coliseum or whatever it is for the Yu-Gi-Oh series, that other one. Even though they made a PS4 version, the PS1 is still better for the the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise and Duelist of Roses, because those games were all in 3D rendering for the dual monsters. And honestly, what else? Let's see. They can always remake the Street Fighter games for the PS4, which technically they did. This for the PS5, for the Street Fighter 5 is technically Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter through 1, 2, and 3. This is all in one encompassing beautiful package right here, because there's a lot of DLC characters that are in 3 and 2 and 1. But I really want to see the DLC character I want to see out of that game is Gil. For the next DLC character I want to see is Yuri's brother in Street Fighter 5, because it would not be a evil 2017 pack without him. I mean, you have Yuri, you have what was her, you have Yuri Akuma, and you have her. I know her. her character name. Corin. Yeah, that's what she goes by. But it would not be an evil season pass without Yuri's brother, the other guy with the Greek diaper. So let's see, what else do I have? I'll probably go on to some other system as of right now, because as of right now I can't think of any for the PS. Wait, I thought of one. Max Payne. That's it. They really need to remake all 3 games because, again, no backwards compatibility. They could always go with Grand Theft Auto, all 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and San Andreas, which would make that 8 games or whatever. They really need to remake that as a set because, again, no backwards compatibility. Sony. Let's see. What else? They could remake a lot of games that they have in their library, or as a set. I think that basically covers the majority of my games. All the Metal Gears, including Rising, because, again, there's no backwards compatibility. If I forgot that one, but I probably already said it twice. That was my second time saying it, but I'll state that again. Let's see. I think that was it. That for the PS3, that was it. And for the... Now we're moving on to the Wii or Wii U, or what they could be putting on the Switch right now. They could really put in a duck hunting game, the original Duck Hunt, but upgrade the graphics for that game ASAP. That's it. You don't need to change anything of the gaming mechanics. You just need to add a new graphic skin and a new what's it called? A new portable gun feature for the Switch. I mean, that would be awesome. Playing Duck Hunt on the Switch, that would be cool. Because then I'll be totally down with that. What else could they possibly remake for Nintendo now? Oh, and I forgot a series that I also play for the PlayStation, that again needs to be remade. Star Ocean 1 through 4. because the fifth one is sitting right there, or laying down there. But like I was saying, as I'm going through this list, I don't know if I'm gonna remember something or remember something later on, so bear with me in my list of games that I would like to be remade. I should have said that earlier, but I would like to see a Duck Hunt for the Switch. I mean, there's the Zelda games really need to be remade. I mean, now that they're in like little cube formats, like a little flash drive card. For Mario, they could do that too. I forgot another one for Sony also. What was it? I had it. Star Wars Force Unleashed. That's another one. Like I was saying, for Nintendo. There's not much to be remade for Nintendo, but I would really like to see it. Duck Hunt, Super Smash Brothers, Brawl. Wait, oh no, Super Smash Brothers and Melee. That's it, not Brawl. Super Smash Brothers and Super Smash Brothers Melee. Those are the two games I would want to see on the Switch. No question. Let's see. What else? There. I think that's it. Because Super Smash Brothers, Zelda, and Mario are the only games that I play on the Nintendo. Except for Wind Waker. That's a whole different beast. And not to mention Pokemon Stadium. Where's that? That's been what? Since the GameCube. I don't think they ever made one for the they sort of made one for the Wii U, but it didn't do well, I'm guessing. But they really need to remake those Pokemon Stadium games, not make a whole different game. But let's see what else. Am I missing one that I can possibly think of? Okay. For Nintendo or the PS4, they could either remake the original Perfect Dark game for the Switch, or the PS4. I mean, either way, playing as the female version of Deus Ex, Adam Jensen, was awesome. Now that brings me back to why I like Deus Ex so much, because that was, for that game, it was very intricate for the N64. I mean, that's why I bought. The only reason why I have an N64 is because Nintendo has nostalgia. So I'm really hoping that Rare, I believe it's made by Rare, yeah, remakes that game for the Switch, or they could make it for the PS4, because that brings me back. I think that's why I like Deus Ex so much. That's why I played it 3 times, but after the 3rd time I did something wrong, so I had to restart it over again anyway. So I'm actually gonna go back pretty soon on my 3rd playthrough and play it again. So in a way, Perfect Dark was the reason why I liked Deus Ex. And Deus Ex was the enhanced version of Joanna Dark. Yeah, that brings me back. I would state that. Let's see, what am I missing? In my list here. Oh, they could always make a console version of the Kingdom Hearts games. I mean, not just for 3DS. I mean, you know, the reason why I wasn't streaming was because I was playing this. And if Nintendo made a version of this in console form for Kingdom Hearts, besides just the 3DS, they would make so much money, because when I was playing Fire Emblem, it brought me back to a place where games were simple. They weren't relying solely on graphics. Even though Kingdom Hearts, or Fire Emblem in this case, why am I bringing that up? Fire Emblem has a 2D platform function starting off, but when you're in battles, it's got the 3D feel towards the game. I'm like, when I'm playing through the game, I get lost in it. By the time I'm done, when I'm playing it for the day, I'm usually up. I got it on Thursday afternoon when I started it. Okay, I've already been in it for 43 hours and something minutes, and I've been up until 4 a.m. playing that game, usually when I'm playing Fire Emblem. But the Fire Emblem came to the Switch, I'll be down with that. I could see them remaking that, making a whole lot of money. But Nintendo only makes certain games for certain consoles, and that's probably the problem. They have a tendency to only make one version of the game when they need to make at least 2 versions. two versions of the same game. Fire Emblem, actually, in retrospect, I'll talk about this more tomorrow. This is my first Fire Emblem game ever. Oh, that reminds me. Also on that note, they really need to remake also Spawn. I forgot about him. I temporarily forgot about him. All the the DVD is staring me right in the face. They really need to remake a Spawn game. For the PS4, because when it originally was made for the PS2, I was blown away by what it actually did. It basically pushed every game. It pushed the PS2 to its limits. I want to see if it pushes the PS4 to its maximum capacity as it did back in those days. Oh, what else? What else did they remake? Or what else did they make for the PS2 that I'm thinking about right now? As I'm doing this, as I'm going along. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing again, I'll state, even though I talked about Final Fantasy earlier, I wouldn't mind seeing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, all being remade for the PS4. I mean, Sony needs to remake every game that they possibly have in their library, whether or not it's a PS2 game, or PS3 game, or PS1. They need to remake the whole caboodle. I mean, they do. It's serious, like a heart attack. And what other superhero game? Oh, a long time ago, they were going to make a Vector Man game for the PS2. I would have loved to see that, but they could have made it like graphically. They could have updated the graphics and made him more organic-like for Vector Man, but they did not have to change the gameplay. You know, make him more lifelike, or how he looked back in the day, but don't change how he looks for Vector Man. I mean, I know that came out from Sega, but Vector Man is a classic game. I don't think it needs to be changed graphically. It just needs to be updated, polished, and more organic, more 3D-esque looking, but keep the gameplay the same. Don't change his blaster. Don't change anything. Just change how he looks organically. Like, what I'm saying to the developers, if you're gonna make a Vector Man game, don't change him appearance-wise. Keep him exactly that shape or form, but make him more lifelike. if you're gonna plan on making a Vectorman game, don't change how he looks. Just change the certain platforms that he lands on. Or just change the buildings, but don't change him. Just make him a little bit bigger. Don't change his character, don't change nothing. Just make him more bigger. That's it. Because I saw the video on Vectorman, and I was like, what? This is not Vectorman. This looks like some ripoff of Halo or something. No. Don't change. If anybody's gonna make a remake of Vectorman, don't change how he looks. Just make him bigger. And just change the platforms a little bit. That's it. Make it bigger on an upscale. Don't try to change it just to make him more like Samus or something. Because that doesn't work for his type of character. If it's a Samus game, if anybody makes a Vectorman game, look towards Metroid. Do it like that. Don't change anything else. Look for tweaks in how Vectorman could possibly be like Metroid the Collection or something. Don't try to change him. That's no good. Even major fans of the Sega version will be pissed if you try to attempt that. Like me, if you try to make him different on the outside, then I'm gonna be pissed. That's why nobody's ever attempted to try to remake Vectorman, because that would ruin a classic. But I guess the same could be said for Final Fantasy VII, but who knows? Let's see, what else? Hold on. Okay. Oh, they could always remake the Soul Edge game that my friend brought over. Oh, what was it? Oh, what game they really need to remake is, what's it called? Strikers 1945. That's the one. That's the one. Strikers 1945 for the PS1. Because I would love to see the 3D rendering on a 2D scale. I would love to see that. Like, updated graphics, but again, don't change the gaming mechanic for what it is. What else? Oh. What else? Hold on, what else? Where is it? Oh. Oh. They could always make... That reminds me. They could always put the games that they have on the 3DS on the Switch. I mean, there's Project X Zone, which was also awesome. They have all the Pokemon games. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But not virtual. They should actually put them in a disc format. Oh. They could always remake for the PS2 on the PS4 the Hulk Unleashed game. I mean, that was on the PS2. Let's see what else. What other Marvel? I would have actually loved to see a not not a Yu Yu Hakusho game, but I know they made those for the PS2. I would have loved to see a Rurouni Kenshin game, going through all the stories of in the anime, so that would have been a long game. They could always remake what was it? The I'm thinking right now because I'm. No. As of right now, I think, and they really need to remake the God of War series again, because again, I'll state the obvious for Sony. No backwards compatibility. That really kills your sales. You know how many people would have actually got a PS4 if you had PS3 backwards compatibility? Just on the Blu-ray factor? Because all these games are being remade for the PS4. I don't understand why you guys at Sony couldn't focus on the fact that you already have a library of Blu-rays that you can't even use. But I got God of War in that list of PS3 games that really need to be remastered. Why was the third one remade? Not as a collection, but the third one, just the first one. Just the third one, which was the worst one out of the God of War series. The second one and the first one were the better of the two. Unlike Onimusha, the second one is better than the fourth one, which was Dino Dreams, which I will not mention that as part of the actual set that I want. but it's what it is. Let's see what if I forgot this, which I didn't, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Again, the Ninja Gaiden series, except for all 4 of them. You could put all 4 of them as a set because Naruto's doing that, as I explained in my earlier quote in this video. Let's see, what else is there? There's a whole lot, but then I would have to reach back. Oh, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the originals on the PS2, not the downloadable, not the new ones on the PS4, not those ones. Those ones need an actual story to be on there. Let's see. All the Ratchet and Clank games for the PS2. 1, 2, 3. I think it was Nexus. Wait. Tools of Destruction and Nexus that need to be remade. So a total of 5 different games that need to be remade for Ratchet and Clank. If we're talking about the PS2, for the PS4, I mean, Ted Price makes excellent decisions when it comes to Ratchet and Clank. I would like to see those games being remade for the PS4, but will I buy them? Probably not, because I already have the 1, 2, and 3 on the PS3, and plus, again, except for the new one, all my Ratchet and Clank games work on the previous console. But will I buy them if they come out as a set? Yes. And because of Final Fantasy, 13? Making 3 different games for that series? If only Blu-rays were backwards compatible, I wouldn't have to actually do this video mainly for the PS3, but I've been talking about Nintendo, I've been talking about the Xbox. Surprisingly, Xbox is doing a lot more, it seems like, in its later years of showing up late to the party. But they're rectifying that situation. What else? They're remaking the Crash Bandicoot series. I don't know why Spyro doesn't get no love. Actually, I don't know why that is. Why Spyro gets no love. Crash gets it first. That's really disappointing. Simultaneously, Crash and Spyro should get the same treatment at the same exact time. Even though I've never played Spyro, ever. Yeah, that's the one I would like to see too. But I played the Crash Bandicoot demo. I was like, okay. But then I would be spending a whole lot more money if I actually bought it. Let's see, what else? Let's see. There's a whole lot of games that I'm not thinking of, and they're sitting right in front of me. Or let's see, what else? I don't know. Maybe when I am finished with this video, I'll add it to my comment section if I think about more games. But as of right now, I think that's it. But I'm thinking as I go along. But mainly, this was more about PS2 having to remake all their games for their library, which is very, very sad. Even for the PS1, they really need to remake all their games for that game too, because the PS4 doesn't have any backwards compatibility. I hope tomorrow's announcements fixes that problem. And don't get your hopes up on Final Fantasy VII. I already gave up on it. Same with Kingdom Hearts 3. Because it's already been, what, 12 years from that? Since Kingdom Hearts announcement, because it was announced in 2003, so yep. Well, I don't know what else that I could possibly think of that could be a remake at this time, because Sony's library is huge, but they're not utilizing everything to their fullest expansion. Like, I know they have to remake Deus Ex because of backwards compatibility issues. Why, you may ask? Or why do I ask myself that every single time I talk about this? Why do I do this to myself? Because Sony's got the wrong person at the helm. They need the right person to do that job, which, if I got hired at working for Sony, I would fix it. I would try to fix everything. I would first rectify that whole backwards compatibility thing with the Blu-ray discs, at least that. I would change the PlayStation Now to free, because why would I want to play the old games on a virtual system? Oh, that reminds me, for the PS3 also, they need to remake White Knight Chronicles again, only because it's not backwards compatibility anymore. Every time I mention it, it fathoms me. It bothers me that it does that. So, What else? I know they're remaking that shooting game. I think it was called Rise. Ride. Yeah, Ride. R-I. It was spelled with a Z. Yeah, that's what it was called. Raiden. But it was called. It was. Yeah. I know they're remaking that. So. What other RPGs or what other games that I could possibly mention to rectify everything that Sony's doing wrong? Because I mentioned all the Tales games, all the Star Ocean games, all the Spyro games, all the Ratchet and Clank games. Oh, they could remake the. Which one is that? I'm not sure. But I'm not paying $50 for that PlayStation now, and I'm not going to do that. But let's see. We got Deus Ex out of the way, at least for one of them. Human Rebel. Do you hear that, Square Enix? I want you to remake this first one because of Sony's fault. I mean, you guys need to somebody needs to rectify this, not having the original being played on the PS4. Somebody needs to do it. I mean, that's why I picked up a PS4. That was at Horizon Zero Dawn, but those games, I beat this almost 3 times. I'm in the process of trying to beat that game, but it's gonna take me a long ass time. Because I know how hard the aiming mechanic is for the bow. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? Let's see, where is it? Oh, I know what game they can remake. Omega Boost. That was what my friend bought me for my birthday 12 years ago, or when I was around 10 or 11 or 12. Was it my 16th birthday? Yeah, I believe that's what it was. He got me Omega Boost. That's what that game was. I was like, wow. That was Sony's version of Vector Man back in the day. I would state that. But which one would win in a grudge match? Probably Vector Man, because the insane amount of collectible weaponry that you can possibly get in the game. That was it. Let's see, what else? They've already remade Kingdom Hearts. Now the question is it gonna take another 5 years to be announced? I gave up on that a while ago, but everybody's still hoping for that game. I don't know why. They should just... When we all give up on Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII, they'll finally release it on disc. But the question is when. But we as fans of those franchises need to give up on those. Otherwise, the game developers won't come out with those games. And plus, Square Enix is too busy with the Capcom project the Marvel project that they're working on, so who knows when we'll ever see a remake of even this, of the first one. And who knows when we'll see any kind of remake coming down the pipe for Nintendo. Because they could always remake Perfect Dark. And then I would have to buy a Switch. I mean, that would be awesome. Or they can always remake the N64 version of Mario. I mean, what's wrong with the remake? I mean, that's classic Mario. That was the first time ever Mario came out in 3D. They can always remake a Shinobi game. Because I played it all, I have it for my PS2 collection. Well, what else was in there? I know I said Marvel vs. Capcom. Let's see. There's a lot. I just can't think of them right now. I can't think of them right now because my brain is like wondering what games there are that I could actually talk about. I talked about Assassin's Creed being remade, all of them as a set. What was it? Number 7 now? We're on. There's the original, there's the Ezio collection, which makes 4. There's the other, what was it? There's Syndicate. There's which would make 6. There's the Chronicle one, which would 7. There's this new one, which would be 8. There's about almost, I count about 10 games for just one franchise. Yeah. So all of them could come out as a set. But how would you fit all those games in on one Blu-ray disc? That would be the question. How many Blu-rays would it take to actually fit all of Assassin's Creed in one glorious collection? I think about 3, based on the fact that even though there's a lot of room on a Blu-ray disc, I would say about 3 discs need to support about 9 games for... Wait. Yeah. There's at least 9 Assassin's Creed games. There's that. There's 4. There's... Revelation would be 4. There's that Indian one, which would be 5. There's this one, which would be 6. There's... yeah. There's... not to mention, there's that Vita one that they actually came out with. That one as part of a set, too. So... it's quite large. I lost track, basically. Wow, Ubisoft. Yo. Wow, you managed to lose me at 9 games. I think about 10 games for Assassin's Creed, give or take, because you talk about Syndicate. I lost track because 3, 4, 7. The Ezio collection would be a total of 7. The Americanized one would be 9. Wait, 8. You're looking. Wow. You're looking at 11 games. At least 11. Oh, I lost track. Ugh. Okay, what else? And Max Payne 1 and 2 definitely need a remake, because those were awesome. Even Max Payne 3 needs a remake, because, again, I'll state the obvious, no backwards compatibility, which is kind of embarrassing. Oh Lord. Hold on. What else? If I think about any more, I'll come up with it. But think for right now. Oh, Max, really? You want them to remake that one? They can always remake that, but the question is, when are they gonna remake that? Oh, what was it? The Blood Rain series could also be remade. 1 and 2. But I wonder what. Even though I only played 1, I would. Oh, and the Xenosaga series. That was another one that I liked on the PS2. That should definitely be remade. Namco Bandai, please remake that. Out of every game that you possibly could have remade, remake that, please. I'm begging. Please. Because I averaged, the first one took me about 30 hours. The second one, really? Well, So, please, Namco Bandai, if you're gonna remake anything in the upcoming months, please consider Xenosaga. Please. Because I love the first one. I sort of liked the second one, but it was part of the story, so I sucked it up and went with it. I played it all the way through, but that took me about 10 hours, 9 hours. And then after I beat it once, I never picked it up again for the second one. But I picked up the third one at least twice. The third one was awesome. But who knows? Namco Bandai only does what it does. But who knows when they're gonna see a Maximo game ever again, or any of those classic games to begin with. But yeah, let's see what else could there possibly be that I could think of. Oh yeah. What was it? No. Oh, that Bayonetta. That also needs to be remade. But they remade it on the Wii. All, including the first one. But Sony needs to actually make a remake of the first one and the second one for their own console. So please consider those games, as I'll probably be 40 years old by the time those games ever be considered being remade. But who knows? Let's see. Okay. What else is there? They could always remake their original Star Wars games. The ones they had for the GameCube and the PS2 version and the... Was the first one on the GameCube or what? I mean, now that we're talking about Star Wars, they could always remake those. Again, Heavenly Sword was another one that I love to play. They need to remake that on a disc too, even though it's on a Blu-ray disc. it's not playable on the PS4. See what happens when Sony doesn't make things backwards compatible? You have to rebuy all the games that you owned, and some of them don't really exist anymore. And I hope if they ever do come out with PlayStation 5, they actually consider making the Blu-ray backwards compatibility a thing, because they need to. Let's see. I think that's it for me right now. I can't. Let's see what else. I talked about Zone of the Enders. Yeah, check. I talked about Tekken. Check. I talked about Mortal Kombat 9. Check. Check. I talked about Perfect Dark. Check. But I implore you, Namco Bandai, please remake. Out of anything that I would want coming out of Namco Bandai is a very important one, which was Xenosaga. Xenosaga took up most of my childhood. Let's see what else. Hold on. Oh, there's another one. Path of Neo. That's it. Path of Neo. I played that game twice. I unlocked nearly everything except for one thing in that game. My favorite fight was the Smith fight, of course, with all these different Smiths. And that reminds me, Enter the Matrix needs to be remade also, if I'm talking about Path of Neo. Those games need to be remade too. I mean, I could talk about this all day. I could come up with games that I have that are on the tip of my brain, but I can't think of them until recently as this stream goes along. Let's see, what else is there? Again, Sega Collection could be remade as a remastered version. Because again, Sony's mistake was not making Blu-ray discs backwards compatible. Let's see, what else could there actually be? That was at least... yeah. I think that's gonna be it for right now, because as of right now, I can't think of any more games that I could possibly think of at this time. Because my brain is trying to think of some more, but I can't think of any at this juncture. And plus, I've mainly talked about everything that I could possibly think of. Yo, see ya. So, I think that's gonna be it for me today on both accounts for videos. But if I come up with more... oh, that's... yeah, I already talked about that. Never mind. Well, at least I think I did. If I forgot anything, I'm gonna just put one more game collection out there. Gran Turismo and Grand Theft Auto as a set. That would be nice. Well, I think that's gonna be it for me. So I'm gonna be taking off right now, or just just watching TV. So see ya.
Text to speech unavailable.